October 2015. Elizabeth Holmes stands on stage at a tech conference in San Francisco. Her black turtleneck mirrors Steve Jobs. Her voice, unnaturally deep, commands the room. She promises a revolution. A single drop of blood, tested by her company Theranos, can diagnose hundreds of diseases. Instantly, affordably. Investors are mesmerized. The crowd erupts in applause. But behind the curtain, it's all a lie. A lie that deceived Silicon Valley, defrauded billions, and put lives at risk. Elizabeth Holmes was born in 1984 in Washington, D.C. A child of ambition, she idolized inventors and dreamed of changing the world. At 19, while studying chemical engineering at Stanford, she dropped out. She had an idea, a device that could run comprehensive blood tests from just a finger prick. No needles, no vials, just a tiny, portable machine. In 2003, she founded Theranos, named from therapy and diagnosis. Her vision was noble. Blood testing was expensive, slow, and inaccessible for millions. Holmes wanted to democratize it. She pitched herself as a once-in-a-generation genius, blending tech and healthcare into a trillion-dollar dream. Early investors bought in. By 2004, she'd raised $6 million. Her charisma was magnetic. She spoke of saving lives, of a future where no one would die from undetected illness. But there was one problem. The technology didn't exist, not yet anyway, and Holmes wasn't about to let that stop her. By 2010, Theranos claimed to have a working device, the Edison, a sleek box that could supposedly run over 200 tests from a single drop of blood. Holmes said it was faster, cheaper, and more accurate than anything on the market. She courted giants like Walgreens and Safeway, promising to install Edison machines in their stores nationwide. Investors poured in. Oracle's Larry Ellison, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, even former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger joined the board. By 2014, Theranos was valued at $9 billion. Holmes, at 30, became the youngest self-made female billionaire. Forbes crowned her a visionary. But inside Theranos, the reality was chaos. The Edison didn't work. Tests were inaccurate. Machines broke down. Employees were silenced under strict NDAs. To meet deadlines, Theranos secretly used commercial blood testing machines from competitors, while claiming results came from their own tech. Holmes and her COO, Ramesh Sunny Balwani, built a culture of fear. Question the tech, and you're out. Speak to the press, and you're sued. They faked demos for investors, rigging results to look flawless. The lie grew bigger, and so did the stakes. Cracks started showing by 2013. A whistleblower, Tyler Schultz, grandson of board member George Schultz, saw the deception firsthand. He witnessed manipulated data and faulty tests. Patients were getting wrong results. A misdiagnosis could mean life or death. Tyler tried to warn his grandfather. He was dismissed. Theranos called him a liar. Other employees raised alarms too, but the company's legal muscle crushed dissent. Meanwhile, Holmes charmed the media. She graced magazine covers, TED Talks. She was untouchable. Regulators were slow to act. The FDA and CMS flagged issues with Theranos Labs. But Holmes spun every setback as a minor hiccup. Investors didn't dig deeper. Why would they? The story was too good. A young woman disrupting a $75 billion industry. It was the perfect Silicon Valley fairy tale. But fairy tales don't last. Not when real lives are on the line. In October 2015, the wall came crashing down. Wall Street Journal reporter John Carreyrou published a bombshell investigation. He exposed the fraud. The Edison didn't work. Tests were unreliable. Theranos was endangering patients. Whistleblowers like Tyler Schultz and Erica Chung went public, risking everything. The fallout was swift. Walgreens severed ties. The FDA banned Theranos from blood testing. Investors sued. The SEC charged Holmes and Balwani with massive fraud in 2018. They had raised over $700 million on false claims. The $9 billion valuation, smoke and mirrors. By 2018, Theranos was bankrupt. Holmes stepped down. The dream of revolutionizing blood testing became a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition. But the damage was already done. Patients had received false positives for cancer, false negatives for critical conditions. Trust in healthcare innovation was shattered. Elizabeth Holmes faced justice. In 2022, after a high-profile trial, she was convicted on 4 counts of fraud and conspiracy. She was sentenced to 11 years in prison. Balwani received nearly 13 years. Both are appealing, but the verdict sent a message. Even Silicon Valley's golden child isn't above the law. The human cost lingers. Patients who trusted Theranos suffered emotional and physical harm. Investors lost hundreds of millions. Employees who believed in the mission were left disillusioned. Theranos became a symbol of fake it till you make it, gone horribly wrong. Today, the blood testing industry moves forward, but with scars. Startups face stricter scrutiny. Investors are warier of hype. And Holmes, her name is no longer tied to innovation, but to deception. Theranos isn't just a story of one woman's lies. It's a mirror to our collective blind spots. We want to believe in saviors, in brilliant minds who can fix broken systems. But that hope can blind us to red flags. It can make us ignore the truth until it's too late. Trust is fragile. When it's weaponized by charisma and ambition, the consequences can be catastrophic. If you found this breakdown valuable, subscribe. We're covering the biggest financial frauds, crashes, and scandals every week. Next up, Enron, the corporate collapse that redefined greed. Hit that button. Don't miss it.